Oh my God, that's amazing.
Enjoy, Susan. Very exciting.
So great.
It's been, my husband has been
And they
thinking
covered
of
it.
nothing else for the last few
maintenance.
months and planned it for 2 years.
Oh my God. My friend is
It's a
going to Nice
maintenance
and
plan.
she just
Is
got
it break
tickets
down
for
a
a
lot? Is
soccer
it like a
game.
system?
Yes, there's a lot, that's great.
It's a software.
Hello.
Oh, because it's a digital
10
recorder or
seconds,
something.
Thanks.
Computers.
10
So
seconds.
if they break, I mean, it's a different, it's independent
10.
of the systems that you have. Like,
Observation. See, I can't see the second hand on this clock if there is one.
that's for like
5,
interviews and
4, 3, 2,
10.
1.
recording all that stuff.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's
Would you
important.
all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Could be good or bad.
I
pledge
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. It's approximately 7:40. We've spent the last couple of minutes in executive session discussing myriad issues, most of which even I couldn't feign interest. My name is David Heiser, and for some reason, the mayor has asked me to take over tonight because he is on vacation. Lucky man. We have 4 of us here. We have several resolutions, and I'd like to roll right into that first resolution, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Considering a proposed agreement between the Village of Rye Brook and Business Electronics for police radio/voice recording system.
Okay. Whereas the Village of Rye Brook purchased police radio/voice recording systems from Business Electronics of 6 Capitol Drive, Wallingford, Connecticut. And whereas the Village of Rye Brook financed the police department radio/voice recording systems over 5 years and has since paid off the equipment in full. And whereas the Village of Rye Brook Police Chief seeks to utilize their services to provide maintenance of the radio voice recording systems, and whereas Business Electronics made a proposal to provide maintenance of the radio voice recording systems from August 15, 2024 to August 14, 2025 at a cost of $1,950, and whereas the Village of Rye Brook seeks to enter into the proposed agreement with Business Electronics to provide maintenance of the radio and recording of voice recording systems, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the Village of Rye Brook to sign an agreement with Business Electronics, subject to modification by council, to provide maintenance services for the police department radio and voice recording systems from August 15, 2024 to August 14, 2025 at a cost of $1,950, and be further resolved that the mayor and village administrator are authorized to sign any documents necessary to accomplish the purposes of this resolution.
Can I get a motion and a second,
So
please?
moved.
Second.
Thank you. Greg, do you want to explain this? Otherwise, I have to ask Michael, and he's not going to know the answer.
This is the voice recording system for police radio transmissions and telephone conversations. We purchased the equipment over 5 years. We made our last payment last June, so now we just have the maintenance left. The maintenance was always included in the finance payments over the previous 5 years.
So this records all phone calls
All phone calls,
in or out, or?
in or out, all 911 calls, and all radio transmissions.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none.
No, I guess it makes sense. Eventually, I guess you'll be updating, well, this equipment at some point. And I guess for now, we'll do the agreement of maintaining it and then.
Well, it's state of the art. I mean,
Oh, it is?
It is, because we had the new radio system, and I had a concern that the new radio system wouldn't be compatible with this.
And it is.
And it is, so
Oh,
it's,
all right.
so I think, there's really no need to make any changes in the
Changes.
near future.
Right,
Okay.
and there's a warranty and everything?
Well, that's what this is, the warranty.
Got it.
This is.
And we have another, okay, forget it.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Any questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Greg, you want to call the roll?
Yes, sir. Trustee Epstein,
Yes.
Trustee Fisher,
Yes.
Trustee Morlino,
Yes.
and Deputy Mayor Heiser.
Yes. Resolution number 2, considering a proposed agreement between Local 456, International Brotherhood of Teamsters, and the Village of Rye Brook regarding certain leave accumulations.
Whereas the current Public Works foreman routinely has accumulated vacation leave he is unable to utilize due to operational needs of the Public Works Department, and whereas the current Public Works foreman risks losing the accumulated vacation leave in the absence of an agreement between Local 456 International Brotherhood of Teamsters and the Village of Rye Brook, and whereas the Village and the Teamsters have negotiated a stipulation of agreement dated July 18, 2024 regarding treatment of the current Public Works foreman vacation leave. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village of Rye Brook Board of Trustees hereby approves the agreement between the Local 456 and the Village of Rye Brook in accordance with the stipulation agreement dated July 18th, 2024.
Can I get a motion second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Greg, I don't think we have any need to discuss the specifics of this. It's already signed by both the union and by Chris. And so unless there are some questions or comments,
No questions.
hearing none,
Okay, sounds good. We're right into it. Trustee Epstein,
Yes.
Trustee Fisher,
Yes.
Trustee Morlino,
Yes.
and Deputy Mayor Heiser.
yes. Resolution number 3, considering approving a grant application to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Water Quality Improvement Project Program.
Whereas New York State is accepting applications for the 2024 funding round of the New York State Consolidated Funding Application CFA program, and whereas the Village of Rye Brook intends to submit an application to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation's Water Quality Improvement Project Program, fiscal year 2024, for vacuum trucks in municipal separate storm sewer systems, or known as MS4 areas, under the CFA program. And now therefore be it resolved that the village board authorizes the village administrator or their designee to submit an application to the New York State CFA program for the acquisition of a vacuum truck to support the MS4. And be it further resolved that the Village of Rye Brook commits to funding 25% match as required by a $325,000 WQIP request, in addition to any remainder of the purchase is not covered by the award through this program.
Thank you. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Now, Michael, I'm going to ask you to explain what a vacuum truck does.
Sorry.
Because I have pictures of a giant Dyson.
Good evening,
Good evening.
members of the board. So the village is applying for a combination, a vacuum truck slash sweeper combination. Out in the industry, there's what's called a Vactor truck, which has a hose reel in the front and a nozzle overhead and a hose, which is able to suck out the catch basins. Highly specialized piece of equipment, highly abused piece of equipment because it works very hard. Very expensive piece of equipment. So we're not applying for a Vactor truck. What we're applying for is for a street sweeper that has a vacuum component similar to a Vactor truck. So it's basically a dual purpose truck, because a vacuum truck is only a single purpose: to clean out a catch basin, to clean out a storm drain, to clean out a sewer line. So it only has one task. We do have a jet truck, which we recently bought about 2 years ago, that does the jetting of the sewer lines. So a Vactor is also able to do that. So we don't need to duplicate equipment per se. So we're looking to get a sweeper with a vacuum component in the body. And the DEC stated that that is a allowable item under this grant application. And it's approximately $450,000.
Is that all?
I could get a higher one if you want.
No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke,
I could get a
everybody.
bigger model.
So it's like an attachment to the sweeper.
It's all internal. It has a hose reel. It has a vacuum hose already
Hose that comes
attached,
out.
straight built in.
What's the diameter of that vacuum hose? Is it
8 inches.
Oh, it's just, that's like the vacuum truck you have.
Correct. Yep, it's like a regular Vactor.
But it's all flexible, no
All
heavy,
flexible,
no
extending
heavy.
boom, articulating boom.
So do we keep the old one?
The street sweeper would be auctioned off. Our street sweeper
Our
right
exi-
now
oh.
would be auctioned off.
How old is that?
12 years old,
And what is the life of it?
10. And we are triple what any other sweeper of that model in the area has mileage-wise, because it's out for 8 months out of the year. We keep it out on the road, so we've exceeded even the mileage of other municipalities on it. Yep.
Excuse me, I gotta do that.
It It currently needs work, and we're babying it along because we're trying not to put a lot of work into it, but it does need substantial work right now.
Okay, my next question is, because it is a dual function vehicle, is it more likely to break?
Not if used properly, not if you use it for what it's intended. No, there are 4 municipalities in this area, up the line a little bit, that have this exact same model, and they're very happy with it. Pauling has one. Further up the line, I believe up in the Catskills, another municipality has one. So I've called both of them. They're very happy with their machine.
So this is allowing you for a backup vacuum truck, in
The
essence?
backup vacuum truck, yep. And then
Or for smaller jobs, I'm
for
assuming?
smaller jobs, if we
Because
need
it's a
to
smaller unit.
clean out a catch basin, we're doing
One.
catch basin repairs. No,
Yeah.
we could do a few. Has
Has a
an
holding tank?
Has an 8-yard hopper.
Oh,
Yep, has a big hopper.
oh, because that hopper is also the hopper for the sweeper, right? The
Has
dual
an 8-yard
hopper. Mm-hmm.
hopper, holds about 500 gallons of water.
Could you?
So it's a sizable piece of equipment. It's not
Mm-hmm.
a small piece of equipment.
So right now, with separate pieces of equipment, somebody who sweeps the street, then either that same person or a different person would then have to use the vacuum to clean out sewer systems and catch basins, et cetera.
We currently contract that work out, and we would still contract that work out because of the sheer volume of material, and 8 yards is small for doing all the basins in the village. It wouldn't be productive. But in the instance of a storm response where catch basins are flooded and all silted up and sedimented, like after Hurricane Ida, okay, we had a number of basins that were plugged with silt, sediment, dirt, and we had to jet them and clean them. We had to hire a company to come out, and we were waiting 2, 3, 4 days to get that truck. In this case, we'd be able to just respond automatically and clean 4, 5, or 6 of them at a time and get it going.
And I take it we are responsible for 25% of the cost of this $400,000 vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad deal.
We're obligated to provide that.
Yes.
As the match.
Yeah, it would be about 100 and
How are we
I
on
think
the
10,000.
25%?
something like
So-
that.
The larger vacuum truck, that's the size of the ones that we hire out?
Yeah,
So-
but those are anywhere from 450 to 800,000, and they're massive. They're just too big for what we need.
Right,
And-
right. When you're doing a whole village in like a month, you hire them.
We hire them out, and honestly, it's much
And
cheaper
puts
that
the-
way
yeah.
because the maintenance.
Maintenance and,
everything
yeah,
falls on the
yes,
contract.
that's right,
Yeah,
because
these are
it's a lot of
very-
wear and tear.
These are highly abused pieces of
Yes,
equipment, not
yeah.
from operational perspective from the employees, just
It's
they
just-
suck up rocks, they suck up dirt, they suck up all that stuff, and it
Yeah.
beats up on the machine.
No, that makes sense.
Will our guys need any further training to do maintenance on this
That's
vehicle?
included in the,
Purchase?
purchase, and extended warranty is included in the purchase as well.
Okay.
So,
Any other comments or questions?
No, I
Color.
think-
depends, I would like to keep it the same as the fleet, which would be school bus yellow, but sometimes there's an upcharge for that, so it might be white.
Well, ours is white right now.
Our sweeper right now is white, yeah.
I saw it
All our other
yesterday.
trucks are yellow,
Got it.
so, but I'm not gonna pay $1,000 extra just for,
What's our old sweeper worth?
I don't know. It's probably upwards of 20, 30,000, potentially.
Any other questions or comments?
No, that's it. I'm sorry. Kept so long.
Greg?
Trustee Epstein?
Yes.
Trustee Fisher?
Yes.
Trustee Morlino,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Heiser?
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution
Michael.
number 4, considering modification to the village's credit card policy. No, we don't get any.
No, she needs it for-
Go get credit cards? Is that it?
Yeah.
Whereas the village administrator has recommended certain modifications to the village's credit card policy in order to meet the needs of the village, and whereas the proposed modifications include authorizing the recreation supervisor to make purchases with the village's credit card for camp purposes, now therefore be it resolved that the village board hereby approves the proposed changes to the Village of Rye Brook's credit card policy and authorizes the village administrator to implement those changes as appropriate.
Can I get a motion second, please?
Motion?
Second?
Thank you. Any questions here? I don't know if you've read the resolution.
No, I guess it's just to help make it easier for her to purchase stuff without.
Yeah, that's correct.
She's
And-
a travel camp, so.
Yes.
Quite frankly, I'm sure that it is difficult sometimes for them And Kathy is a very responsible person.
Yes, and she was,
Yeah.
the card for her just arrived this week too.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, she should have that in the event.
correct. And it's solely just for camp purposes too. So she has her
Yeah.
card just to make purchases when she needs to.
Right.
So we have to make the formal policy change.
Yep.
In order to do that.
And from what I can see, that is the only change in the credit card policy.
Correct, yes. That's the only change we're making here tonight.
Any other questions or comments?
Nope.
Okay.
Greg?
Trustee Epstein,
Yes.
Trustee Fisher,
Yes.
Trustee Morlino,
Yes.
and Deputy Mayor Heiser.
Yes. Resolution number 5, considering fiscal year 2024 to 2025 General Fund budget modifications and closing capital project.
Whereas on May 28th, 2024, the Village of Rye Brook Board of Trustees adopted a resolution with an agreement with AARP for grant funds in the amount of $4,975 to build a community garden at the AJP Senior Center. Now therefore be resolved that the following general fund budget modification be approved to recognize receipt of these grant funds. And just to summarize that really briefly, again, as the resolution states, that we accepted a grant from AARP to build a community garden at the HAP Senior Center, which has been built. Of course, now we're just waiting for the plants and everything to sprout up to hopefully provide us with some nice community vegetables. But this just recognizes the receipt of that and makes it official for the books. And then be it further resolved that the following capital fund budget be closed and remaining balance be returned to the general fund. So again, a brief loader project, it just returns $189.07. But that just has to go back to general fund because that's what's left over. So that's just a really simple book change there.
Can I get a motion second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments concerning this? I know we usually are just captivated by these things. And so, Greg, I think you can call the roll.
Will do. And thank you to our treasurer, Trish, again, for always keeping a tight lid in these things. Trustee Epstein.
Yes.
Trustee Fisher.
Yes.
Trustee Morlino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Heiser.
Yes. Resolution number 6, considering authorizing the renewable option for Community Choice Aggregation Program managed by Sustainable Westchester. I am on my own going to make a motion to table this resolution until, at the very earliest, August meeting. So can I like a motion or like a second to that?
Motion.
Moved. So moved.
Second.
Yeah.
I'm making this motion because I feel as if there's certain information which I lack and I think the entire board lacks concerning the actual financial impact of our choices. And until we get that information, I don't think we should rightly make a decision as outlined in the resolution.
Okay. So then, just to play it safe, what I'll do is then we'll just do a quick roll call of that resolution that Deputy Mayor Heiser made, just to table this resolution until further notice.
Mhm.
So I'll just do a quick roll call. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Epstein?
Yes, to change the date.
Yes. Trustee Fisher?
Yes.
Trustee Morlino?
Yes.
And Deputy Mayor Heiser.
Yes. Resolution number 7, considering awarding proposal for village T-shirt and apparel for recreation department programs.
Whereas the Village of Rye Brook has solicited requests for proposals, also known as RFPs, through BidNet for T-shirts and apparel for Recreation Department programs starting September 2024 and continuing for a period of 1 year. And whereas the village received the following proposals, so we received 3, one from Fusion Graphics in Montgomery that totaled $24,453.15. Ace Customs Apparel from Grand Rapids, Michigan, at a total cost of $17,516.25. And lastly, from Day Off Designs, based out of Orangeburg, New York, for a total cost of $38,070. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village Board of Trustees have determined that the lowest proposal is Ace Custom Apparel of Grand Rapids, Michigan, for the total bid amount of $17,560.25. And be it further resolved that the mayor and village administrator are hereby authorized to execute and deliver all documents necessary or appropriate to accomplish the purposes of this resolution.
Can I get a motion second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Do we know what the order is?
As always, I am absolutely amazed at the disparity in the bids.
I know.
Did Aces and Days Off bid on the same project?
I wish I had an answer for you there.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, one is 100% more than the other.
Is there backup materials?
Yes.
Yes.
Bid?
It is, if you
Yep.
look.
So,
Okay.
That's why I was looking sideways. It's
Yeah.
sideways.
yeah, so.
Is that what it was? That's why I couldn't see it?
Yeah, so this is there.
It's all the way down and sideways.
Yeah, so Trustee Epstein, when we have like this was for like our travel camp, day camp, and our village events. So this is what this is for. So they're gonna provide all the apparel and clothing for all of our recreation programs.
I have a question. How do you find the companies that submit bids?
So again, so the recreational, they put out in RFPs, so they
Or
put
like in
it.
the paper, they put.
Yeah, so they put,
Oh,
but this
okay.
one they put through BidNet though. So like when Michael, for example, he uses, he'll put them out through, also through Westmore News. But this one is just a request for proposal, so it's not really a formal bid. So this one's just an RFP through BidNet, and then whoever saw it was, responded. And these are the three, proposals that Recreation received.
Got it.
Then of course, as you can see, where the cheapest one is Ace Customs Apparel, and it's not even close.
Oh, I saw the bids. I'm just saying, do we have backup for what the order is? That's what I wanted to see.
It is there.
It is there,
Yes.
okay.
You just have to
Yeah,
scroll
everything
down
you
and then
said.
look sideways.
I'm sorry, yes, yes.
Yeah, in the future,
look,
can we
it's
not look
here.
sideways?
But don't look,
See? It's all there. You just gotta
So Trustee Epstein, so the PDF,
scroll over.
yes, a few of them, like I said, have to be flipped.
See? You just keep
Thank you,
going.
thank you. Here.
Scrolling.
Oh, you have a backup there?
Yes, the Council DeMarco has,
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Mine's sideways.
Yes,
It's hard for me to see
Yes.
it on the side.
understandable.
Sideways.
Yeah, but you could flip it though too, as well, you make it straight.
If you want to take a peek.
no.
No, so it's, it's great prices.
I was gonna say, I pay more for my T-shirts.
No, it's great. It's just a question of, it's a lot of shirts.
While Trustee Epstein is
Perusing.
surveilling the,
I surveilled.
are there any
And
other
it's very
questions or
fair
comments?
numbers. Very fair, thank you.
Hearing
See,
none.
isn't it hard to
Greg,
see
you
it on
wanna?
the side?
Mm-hmm. I could flip it. I just probably should be able to do that. Edit. View, yeah.
Okay. So Trustee Epstein,
Yes.
Trustee Fisher,
Yes.
Trustee Morlino,
Yes.
and Deputy Mayor Heiser.
Yes. Greg, I think before we go to the minutes, resolution number 6.8, why don't we do the add-on now?
Okay.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to do.
And there is an add-on concerning the stipulation agreement between the Village of Rye Brook and the Rye Brook Police Association.
Yes, that's an add-on. We just did 10 minutes ago, so you won't see it there.
Yep.
But just so you can, just if you want to follow along. Thanks. Okay. Whereas the Village of Rye Brook and the Rye Brook Police Association have been negotiating a successor agreement to the collective bargaining agreement that expired on May 31st, 2023. And whereas the Village of Rye Brook and the Rye Brook Police Association have signed a stipulation agreement dated July 19th, 2024, approving a new 3-year contract beginning June 1st, 2023. Now therefore be it resolved that the Village of Rye Brook Board of Trustees hereby authorizes entering into a collective bargaining agreement with the Village of Rye Brook Police Association for the period of June 1st, 2023 to May 31st, 2026 on the terms and conditions set forth in the stipulation of agreement dated July 19th, 2024, sorry, that's a typo, which is hereby ratified on the behalf of the Village of Rye Brook, and is further resolved that the mayor and the village administrator are authorized to execute and deliver all documents necessary or appropriate to accomplish the purposes of this resolution.
Can I get a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
And I take it that the Rye Brook Police Association has now approved this stipulation.
Yes, Deputy Mayor Heiser, they just did so about 15 minutes before this meeting.
So, any questions or comments?
No, we're grateful that we came to terms with our
Yes.
police. They're
Yes.
valuable.
Very appreciative.
And they make our village safe, and we count on them, and we're pleased especially if they're pleased. So thank you.
I would just like to commend the efforts of all those on both sides who came to this agreement.
Yes,
And-
tough negotiations.
Very tough.
Yeah, and I'll just say one thing on the matter is that again, the bulk of the credit really goes to Chris, and as well as no, he's not here tonight, as well as our excellent labor council that we have that negotiated with the PBA to helping come to an agreement.
And just for the sake of harmony, I'd like to thank the PBA
Yeah.
for coming to this agreement. I know collective bargaining is never fun, having done
Yes,
a few
you
contracts
yourself
in my
in years.
lifetime. That's not something I would like to start all over again doing. So Greg?
So, Trustee Epstein,
Yes.
Trustee Fisher,
Yes.
Trustee Morlino,
Yes,
and Deputy Mayor Heiser.
Yes. And now we come to what was resolution number 8, considering approval of the minutes for the meeting held on February 13th, 2024. Can we do this by acclamation?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me just,
Oh, all
I'll
in
ju-
favor. That's what
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
let me just read it first.
Oh,
okay? Yeah.
sorry.
Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Village of Rye Brook Board of Trustees approves the minutes of the meeting held on February 13th, 2024. Yes, now you can do all in favor if you want.
We now go
You have to say to all in favor.
yes.
Is there a motion second?
All, I'm sorry. I'm
we all
sorry.
say aye.
All in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
None.
No, no.
so moved.
Administrators report.
Sure, just a few quick things. Just something that actually just came to my attention on yesterday by sheer chance. There's something that may be of interest to Rye Brook residents. For those who aren't really aware, that the county mobile shredder is actually coming to
Ooh,
retreat school.
that's really
But
popular.
Ridge Tree School, when?
yes, tomorrow actually.
Oh.
Geez, last minute, huh?
Tomorrow.
We need more time.
What
Yeah.
time?
It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I know this is a bit last minute. I just found out about this yesterday, but I
Where's
just wanted
it
to share
coming?
this.
Here?
It's going to the Ridge Street Elementary School.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. That's probably something that we worked out with the school.
It may be that the school probably requested
Yeah.
the equipment.
Oh.
Oh.
But can anyone,
No,
Is it? Is it
yeah, no,
open to the
it's
public?
open to the public. It's on their public list. And again, anyone from anywhere can come to any one of them. But again,
We
they,
should put that on the website as soon as possible.
I made a mention in the residence page yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see it.
But yes, but again,
I can't get my papers together
I did
for that.
post in the link though too, and it's on the website. Just something to be aware of if you are going to use it. Remember, it is first come first serve, and it does say 10 to 1, but they will operate until capacity. So if the capacity runs out before 1 p.m., then that's when the service will end. And there are some limitations. I think you can only bring like 4 boxes. I'm reading a little bit here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but again, it's on the website of the county website. I put it in the residence page for that way you can see what the exact stipulations are for that. I did want to talk about all the different events that we've had. We've had a very busy July month. I definitely just want to start off the way thanking our Parks and Recreation staff, as well as the committee, our Community Events Committee, which I'm also a part of, for all their hard work. Because this has definitely been again a very busy July. We've had a lot of events going on with our Ice Cream Fridays. We have our last one this Friday. Remember, it's at 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Pine Ridge Park. We have we've had a couple of music concerts. We've had one thus far. We may have one tomorrow. We're still trying to work that out. So, Trustee Epstein, since we're on that, did you get a response from the
I
band?
did not get a response, and it will be weather dependent, so we will
Okay.
post as quickly as we
Yes.
can.
So, with that being said, is that we will post tomorrow morning as soon as we have an answer, whether or not that will be held tomorrow. But again, as soon as we have an answer, we'll make a message out to the public immediately. And then we had a food truck event this past Saturday again, which that went overall fairly well. We do have another Music in the Park concert with Kick and Nash next Wednesday. That's a pretty thing. And then, I almost forgot. So on Saturday, we have our tag sale. So yesterday was the last day to register. I'm coordinating that with myself with the Sustainability Committee. So as a reminder that the way this works is that all the participating addresses, I'm creating a chart, and I'm hoping to get it out tomorrow. I did have some technical difficulties I ran into today, so I wasn't able to get to that. But I'm hoping tomorrow to have that out with a map as well, so that way anyone who's interested in shopping can know what addresses to stop by at. And there's also going to be, I remember it's open to Rye Brook and Portchester residents, but there's 62 Bowman Avenue. It's Forever Families Through Adoption, who's also a Rye Brook resident, a nonprofit that he runs, but he was very nice enough to allow residents, because some of the HOAs don't allow it, and some residents just don't want to use their own addresses for the tag sale, to rent out space there. So there'll be that location as well. And then just lastly, the final thing I just wanted to, just a quick reminder, is that remember we are doing summer work hours from now up until the last week of August. So I just want to just put a reminder out to the public. Just please remember that on Fridays we close at 2 p.m. That our employees are taking half-an-hour lunch breaks throughout the week in order to compensate for the shortened Friday schedule. But again, at 2 p.m. we do close, and that is the Village Hall and the Senior Center. And because after 2 p.m. there won't be any staff here to assist if you do come. So just please keep that in mind so that way you can plan accordingly. And if for any residents that are getting any sort of work done when working with contractors, I would just ask that you please pass on the message to them so that way they don't come take a wasted trip here, because then they're probably going to be pretty angry, and I would too if I come here and I find out that the building is closed. So just please pass that message along to them so they can also plan accordingly as well. That's it for me.
And I would just like to reiterate, thank you to the Parks and Rec people who have basically done an unbelievable job in all the events we've been having so far this summer. I would also like to thank Trustee Epstein. I went to the music concert 2 weeks ago. I intend to go to whatever the next one is, and there's another one on the 31st, if I recall.
Yes.
And I believe
Yes.
there's one scheduled for the very end of August.
August 28th.
All I can say is that everybody enjoys them. They're just so much fun.
Yeah.
Everybody gets together, they can just relax and enjoy the music. So Trustee Epstein, thank you very much for all your efforts.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And finally, our next regularly scheduled meeting will be August 13th, 2024. With that, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposition?